Hey, fuckers. Welcome to the very, very late, but still delivering, recap from week 3 of Kenny is Gay 2017. So, to start, I'm going to just kind of dig into everyone a little bit and let them know how much I fucking hate them and I hate this league so much. Because you guys keep me up at night for no stupid reason. Nate always consistently texting me about nonsense, usually just drunk rambles about how depressing his life is up in Oregon. Dude, let's be real. Oregon might be the lamest place next to where Danny lives, which is Washington. The entirety of the Northwest can just burn in hell. Oh, wait. It already did that. Ha! Enjoy. Enjoy the ashes of loss, death, smoke, and the remnants of Nirvana being terrible for the rest of your life. Anyway, moving on from the Northwesterns, I want to talk a little bit about, I'll get to Duke after that because that was just outrageous how he beat the shit out of me. But, kind of just want to talk about Gabe first because he's terrible. He's short, unathletic. You should see this kid run. It's like a homo trying to hump a doorknob that is actually mentally retarded and his penis actually fits in because he's that small. But at the same time doesn't understand the meaning of masturbating, so he kind of fucks his own ass. So it's an interesting subject matter to completely wrap your head around. I know what I just said makes no sense, but that's how Gabe is. He makes no sense whatsoever. Jeff, I think you've suffered enough grilling from us behind the gridiron, and also, I think Johnny Law has really given you a tough year, dude. So I'll lay off you for a second. Tommy, bro. Your shit talking has consistently just gone downhill since you've joined this league. You used to have the most fire, amazing, just unbelievably witty shit talking things to say to people. Now you're like a puppy with its tail between its legs and just, you've quit sales. You kind of given up on life. I'm assuming you got fat even after you did a triathlon. Congratulations on that, by the way. That's really super fucking awesome you did that. And you know what? At the same time, you're fat and you're tall, and at the same time, you have a small penis. So you got it kind of rough there, buddy. I'm sorry to break the news to you. Danny already talked about. Jason. What else can I say? But your name is fucking brilliant. So that, and you have weird ways of dealing with life, but you're a great friend. So go fuck yourself. Ryan, you might have created the worst recap of all time. You created the worst recap of all time. Let's just confidently say that. Made no sense. You might have been very high at your photo shoots that you get paid terribly low for because we're always picking up your bar tab. So there's that. Dad, fuck yourself, fag. Uncle Cliff, or the ghost. Like ghostly fashion, we haven't heard from you once this year, and you're silently losing. Silently winning. Actually, I don't know how the fuck that's happening, but just, I don't know, keep at it. For some reason, year in and year out, it seems like you have nothing else to do but play like 16 different fantasy leagues, so you might have the potion for success down, so, keep at it. And then last but not least, Wills. I don't know why you have your name as Dude, Where's Derek Carr? It should just be Dude, Where's My Car? Can you use your fucking brain for once and listen to your best friend? Nope, probably not. But we will be eating steaks by the many next Monday when... Oh, wait, no, you won't be there. We will be eating steaks by the many next time you are in town for Monday Night Football at Hockey Haven. If you guys have not been to Hockey Haven, I highly recommend it. Now, finally, after that ridiculously long introduction, kind of want to go into the games now. I don't want to talk about mine first. I'll save that for last because it was terrible. So let's go into Gabe versus Nate. Top performers for Gabe, it was kind of whatever his name is, Kareem Hunt on the Redskins. No, sorry, not the Redskins. That's on the Chiefs. Chiefs, Redskins, same shit, same racist shit. And then also, Nate had top scorer of T.Y. Hilton with 38 points. And then this is a very high scoring game, 163 to 152. Now, if Gabe were not a champion last year, I would have been rooting for him in this because Nate is just outrageous. I don't know why he's in our league. I might put him on Brian's taco level, but this is a game I had to completely fucking ignore last week because I just can't stand watching Gabe win things anymore. I thought he was going to be a good champion. Did not handle it with grace, per his usual just way of living life. So, whatever. Moving on. 163 to 152. Gabe took that, but he's now he's now at 2-2. Now at 1, and Nate's now at 1-3. So this is kind of after this week as well. So, and then let's move on to Tommy and. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I didn't play Duke last week. I played Wills. Sorry, moving on to Tommy and Duke. Tommy and Duke. So Duke. As long as the Giants keep losing, you'll keep winning. So I'm kind of hoping for a Giants fail this season for you, buddy. I think you're the one person in this league who could actually handle championship with grace. Wills is consistently saying he was a champion when it was shared championship. You can't tie and a win, Wills. You can't tie and win at the same time. So just really let that soak in 4 years later. Duke, 213 points, with the top score of Eli Manning of 56 points. That's outrageous. And then somehow he beat out Tommy, who had a Tom Brady of 73 points at 151 points total. These idiots playing together, the two Giants fans playing together, arguably the most depressing thing in the world because they hold on to something that was, won years ago. And very, very fun Super Bowls, but at the same time, guys, the Giants are awful. Eli Manning is just done, dead, terrible, whatever you want to say, just awful. So move on. Moving on from that, let's look at Jeff and the Ghost. The Ghost handled them with a 16-point victory on that, and 137 to 121. Well done. Jeff is just awful. This doesn't make any sense, I don't think. I thought Jeff was 4-0. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Jeff lost, and that's cool. Moving on from that, Seaman on her TDs. And Seattle Darth Nugs. Jason handled Danny's ridiculously terrible team. I thought you drafted a good team, bud. It just turns out that you suck at drafting and you suck at fantasy football in general. And I kind of want to throw you under the bus here. When my dad and I were up in Seattle, Danny said he was thinking about leaving the league. And then all of a sudden, he was very serious. And then once my dad and I grilled into him, he goes, you can't tell when I'm making a joke. Stop leaning on that, dude. Stop leaning on that. Your sense of humor has just gotten very dark these days for good reasons. So what you should be doing is having sex with everything you see in sight, including dudes, if that's the way you want to float, instead of getting locked down immediately. What you should be doing is banging nonstop. What you are not doing on the fantasy football field, you are getting banged on the fantasy football field. 179 to 133. Danny had a top score of Drew Brees at 42 points. And then Jason had Larry Fitzgerald at 36 points. Holy shit. Old Fitzgerald can really still put up some numbers. All right, moving on. And then take me to Flavortown. 144, Ryan. And then my father, the king, 129 points. Top scorer for Ryan was, Jameis Winston, and then my dad was with 38 points, and then my father, Aaron Rodgers, with 51 points. Dad, I don't know what the hell has happened to your fantasy football strategy or skill or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but you are a pathetic 1-3 at this point. I've never seen you do that. I remember there was one season you went undefeated. I think it was the first one. You went undefeated and then benched your entire team in the Shiva to lose on purpose for moral reasons against that piece of shit 7 kid. Where the hell is that guy gone? You should make that work. You can't be losing to Ryan. Ryan, Dad, the guy who owns the Jeff, and we are considering renaming the trophy to the Ryan because he's owned it for so many seasons. It might be rusting somewhere in his apartment at this point, but, Dad, this is just, I feel bad for you. So, now, going into what happened last week with me and Wills. I think if we look back in our league's history, I put up the lowest scoring game of all time. My top scorer was Devontae Freeman, who had 25 points, and I had a total of 56 points. Let's really let that sink in. Give you a moment. Exactly. It was terrible. The worst outing I've had in fantasy history. It was like if you went into a normal league, that's what you would see if you were like a high scorer. But instead, I probably would have scored like 23 points that game. So just that's probably why it's taken so long for me to do this, is because I don't know what to say. It was just the worst experience I've ever felt in my life. I was embarrassed. I turned off my phone that day, so I wouldn't really talk to Wills. And Wills couldn't really, lay the smack down on me. I hid in my hangover, basically, in my bed, and didn't watch football for the rest of the day because I didn't want to have a constant reminder that my team fucking sucks. And then Wills had 168 points. So just imagine that. So actually, Duke almost had 4 times the amount of points I had, if you think about it. He had 213. I had, 100? I had 56. So all this lit is soaking in. So, but Wills had 168 points. Kirk Cousins was 62 points for his top score. And, let's just be real. He won fair and square. He beat the living hell out of me. But I just trade raped him to get Le'Veon Bell on my team and traded him with Marshawn Lynch that can't fucking seem to get past the line of scrimmage. So, I also gave him Devontae Freeman just as, to sweeten the pot. And that's actually the real trade he went for. But I got Le'Veon Bell on my team, guys. Homie's coming back. I got this shit under control. And also, at the same time, I'm going to see you in the playoffs this year. Let's be real. I'm resting at 2-2. Pretty fine after the first 4 weeks. We just got to get Duke to lose. We got to get the Ghost to lose, and got to get all those 4-0 people to lose. So, thank you for dealing and having patience for not getting the recap to you yesterday. I hate all of you so very much with a dear, dear passion, and I sincerely hope you all rot in hell. Danny's divorced. Threw that in there. And then in the wise words of Gandhi, JFK, even Barack Obama. Jeff, shut the fuck up.